Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are keeping well. Welcome to the Moral Science class. You have already done 2 chapters in your term 2, that is chapter number 11 and chapter number 12. Today we will be doing chapter number 13, that is compassion. So let's start. See, compassion, children, what actually this compassion means. Compassion is actually the sympathetic attitude towards others. Sympathetic means that आप उसके प्रति दयालु हैं. So it is something you are concerned for others' suffering. Compassion is your concern towards others' sufferings, and towards not only towards the human beings, not only towards your group, not only towards your family or relatives, but to everyone around you, including the animals, the birds. How you are feeling towards them, how you are feeling towards the pain of theirs. To show the sympathetic attitude, your sympathetic attitude will be called as compassion. You will learn in this lesson there is one story given. But besides that, children, please be compassionate. Look towards the sufferings of others. Feel their pain. And show your gratitude, show your love to them. They require love. Whether they are the animals, whether they are the human beings. Whosoever is around you. Don't make fun of them. The one who is less than you in the sense in the money, in their capability. Some may be handicapped, some may be disabled, some may be mentally disabled. So don't make fun of them, but be compassionate, be sympathetic. Unke prati daya ka bhav. Be lovable, give love to them, so that they can come out of those miseries. And they really want love only. That's all they need, whether they are animals or the human beings. So in this chapter you are going to learn how, and these compassion things you see around yourself, and you learn from people you see others, from different stories, from different persons. If you read their stories, if you see how compassionate they can be, develop this habit. Be compassionate, see the miseries of others, be sympathetic towards them, others. Don't make fun of anyone. Okay, so in this story, we are going to read, and I'll start the reading. The golden rule says, we should do unto others as we want others to do with us. This is a very known proverb that whatever you want that others should do to you, you should also do to that. जैसा आप चाहते हैं कि आपके साथ व्यवहार हो, आपको भी उसी तरह व्यवहार करना चाहिए. This means that others too have feelings like us. Animals too have feelings. We should be kind to them. They also respond to love. They also want the love. You might have heard the story of the wolf who was won over by Saint Francis of Assisi. Saint Francis treated the ferocious wolf, ferocious means very dangerous, with love and transformed it into a gentle animal. We should learn compassionate forms of lives of great person. See, there was this person who was Francis of Assisi. He was such a person that whosoever came in his contact was transformed with his love, with his teachings. I'll be showing, after this lesson, I'll be showing in one video, YouTube video, along with this video. In this, there are certain stories of that person, Francis of Assisi, will be given. So please go through that video. In that, there is one particular story in which he transformed a ferocious wolf, a very dangerous wolf, into a very calm personality. And he was transferred just because of his love. Okay, so I'll be telling the story. Another story is there in your book, and one you will see from the YouTube video which I'll be posting. So one day, the story begins here. One day, Buddha was taking a walk in Rajgir. he was admiring the beauty of flowers in the field. Just then the flock of goats, flock means झुंड, the flock of goats and sheep, बकरी और भेड़ का झुंड वहां से निकला. One day Buddha was walking and he was admiring the beauty of nature, the beautiful flowers, the beautiful trees, and he was thanking God that how beautiful nature he has made. So he was admiring them, then he suddenly saw the flock of goat and sheep just pass by them, and the shepherd was driving the flock with difficulty. Shepherd means चरवाहा, जो उनको ले जा रहा था. So he was finding that difficulty with that flock. Buddha asked the shepherd why he was finding it difficult to drive the flock. उन्होंने बुद्धा ने पूछा उस shepherd से that why he was so slow, why he was finding it difficult to walk. The shepherd replied, "Sir, there is a limping lamb in the flock. He is finding it difficult to keep pace with others in the herd." उसने कहा इस झुंड में there is one sheep which is limping, जो लंगड़ा कर चल रहा है. He has got some problem in his leg, so he cannot make the pace. वो उनके साथ नहीं चल पा रहा है with the other sheep and goat. Lovingly, Buddha took that limping lamb on his shoulder. Lamb means भेड़ का बच्चा. So that lamb had a problem in his leg, so he was not able to walk properly. So what did Buddha do? Buddha picked him up and put him on his shoulders and asked the herdsman where he was taking the flock in the heat of this noonday sun. And he picked up and he asked the shepherd that where is he going with all these sheep and goats, where is he going in this sun, दोपहर के समय वो कहाँ जा रहा है. The shepherd replied that the king has asked him to provide 100 goats and sheep for sacrifice in yajna. He said that king has asked for 100 of these animals, these are sheep and goat, because he want to sacrifice in yajna. Yajna is yajna. In the olden days, children, when there was these ceremonies were carried out, rituals were carried out like yajna and all, they used to sacrifice animals. You must have heard in SST, you must have read in SSTs and other subjects also, that they used to sacrifice, cut the head of these animals. So king has asked him to bring 100 of them, so he was going there. He said, "I will accompany you." Who? Buddha said that I will also accompany with you. He kept that lamb on his shoulder and started walking with the shepherd. They entered the city when people saw Buddha carrying a lamb on his shoulder. इसी तरह धीरे धीरे they came into the city and people were amazed. Amazed means surprised to see Buddha with the lamb on his shoulder. Finally, Buddha and the shepherd reached the place where the yajna was to be performed. And when they entered the city, finally they reached the place where the yajna was supposed to be held. When man was about to strike the head of the lamb, marked for the sacrifice, Buddha exclaimed suddenly. Now, as soon as one of that, you can say, lamb was kept on that sacrifice place and he was just about to cut, that immediately Buddha exclaimed, "Oh great king, stop the men from striking the lamb." Immediately Buddha ne bola, "Oh king, please stop the man from cutting that lamb. Take my life as a sacrifice, but please spare the lamb." उन्होंने कहा, "Take my life. Instead of that lamb's life, please take my life and spare, उसको छोड़ दो, उस lamb को छोड़ दो." The king was moved by Buddha's words. और इतना सुनना था, the king was slightly ashamed and is moved by those words कि for a lamb, a person is ready to sacrifice his life. Buddha was ready to sacrifice his life for that lamb. Gautam Buddha then spoke a few words on that occasion. You know, Gautam Buddha was a saint. So on the similar moment, he started a few words. He said few words of compassion. He said few words on that occasion so that everyone can listen. And what did he say? "Oh man, you can take life easily, but remember, none of you can give the life." और उन्होंने क्या कहा कि you can easily take the life of others, but none of you All those who were standing there, the king, all the people of the city, the shepherd and all others were standing over there. In none of you can give the life. You can take the life, but you can't give the life. So have mercy, have compassion. Daya rakho. And never forget that compassion makes the world noble and beautiful. These were the words of Buddha. So have mercy, because you cannot give life to others. So have compassion, and don't forget that compassion makes the world beautiful. Remember, all the living things are linked together in nature. We are dependent upon animals for our food. Similarly, animals are dependent upon nature. Then we are again dependent. So this circle goes on. We are all linked together. We are dependent on each other. Therefore, resolve that you will live on a meatless diet. And he also said, the people, so decide firmly among yourselves that you will have a meatless diet. Truly, in gentleness is the crown of life. Then he ended his speech, he ended his words with saying that gentle hona hi aapki zindagi ka taaj hai. The very next day, the king proclaimed a law that none shall kill animals for sacrifice or for personal pleasure. And the very next day, and that king was so much impressed, usko itna अच्छे से सब कुछ समझ में आया, he was ashamed of his deed, that he made a law that nobody is going to kill any of the animal, neither for the sacrifices nor for his personal use. So this was the story, and the thought for this story, or the moral of this story, is that human values can never be taught, they can only be exemplified. आपको ह्यूमन वैल्यूज लर्न करने से नहीं आती है, आपको चीजों को देखकर, समझकर, you have to read them, see them and feel them. So with this we finish this lesson. The question answers, you will be getting the question bank of this chapter also. So please children, I tell you to please read the chapter and be compassionate. The only my request to all of you is to be compassionate. Never make fun of others. Never. Some may be just below your level in the sense they may be not as, the status may be different, the mental level may be different, but never make fun of them. Be compassionate, be merciful. So children, take care, stay safe and keep healthy.